Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter where?
Black lives, they matter where?
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Thank you.
This is not just about the words. This is what this community, what this church lives in our action, in our words, in the Avondale, in our urban community around us.
I think this does represent our Unitarian Universalist values, and not only that, but the mission and ministry of this specific congregation in this specific place, in this specific time. We took a long road to coming to a large understanding that Black lives need to matter before all lives truly matter. And I think it was a wonderful experience for us. We used the best of our polity, which means we didn't sit around and name call and talk about each other badly later. We shared our concerns and our questions in the front, and we listened to one another, and it was a wonderful experience. And I was so happy when Ozzie Davis from Avondale Comprehensive Development Corporation said, "This is what love looks like." I do think this is what love looks like. Yeah!
For 187 years, the First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati has served as a center for liberal progressive religion and a beacon of hope and justice to many people. Founded in 1830 in a boomtown known as the Queen City of the West, our congregation was the first Unitarian church west of the Alleghenies.
Because of the enlightened leadership of ministers like William Henry Channing, pictured here, Moncure Conway, and Charles Wente, our church has championed the causes of abolitionism, the rights of women, the early labor movement, freedom of religious expression, and humanism. Members of this congregation have played significant roles in the social and political life of our city, our state, and our nation.
From our ranks came a United States president in the 20th century, William Howard Taft, and in the 21st century, a president of the Unitarian Universalist Association, William Sinkford.
Another member of our church, Peter H. Clark, was nationally known as a public educator, a political leader, and America's first black socialist.
And yet another member of our church, Aaron B. Champion, actually helped organize the first professional baseball team, the Cincinnati Red Stockings, later known as the Reds. Go Reds!
Hey, go Reds! That reminds me of the 1950s, during the anti-communist hysteria. Remember, our minister was president of the local chapter of the ACLU. Our congregation really stood up against that insanity.
And the Reds even had to buckle under and change their name to the Cincinnati Redlegs.
In 2001, our minister, Sharon Dittmar, led us through a soul-searching process to begin to uncover our racial blind spots.
We began the process of reconciliation by first acknowledging our own racism.
Then we apologized to the family of Reverend W.H.G. and Mrs. Beulah Carter for our failure in the early 20th century to recognize their faith and church as part of Cincinnati's Unitarian community.
The Carter Fund we started at that time, in their memory, still supports the spirit and ministry of Reverend and Mrs. Carter.
So all of us have benefited. All of us appreciate the way that the church has embraced my great-grandfather and my great-grandmother and helped memorialize them and restore their place in Unitarian Universalist faith.
As we look at our church today,
we see that we still have the energy for the good fight.
We are, like many other UU churches in this country,
looking for new ways to express our faith
so we can grow in our numbers and in our diversity.
And you know, Cincinnati is the home of Right to Life, which has led oppression against women for many years. And it's also the home of Citizens for Community Values, which has led the effort to oppress gays for many years. And I fought those groups and many others during my years as a civil rights attorney. And this church has always served as a refuge, as a family for supporting us in our work against those causes that oppress other people in the minority. And I remember in 2015 being here in this sanctuary and having this church send our legal team, along with my clients, off to Washington to fight for gay marriage. And it was just the week before we appeared before the U.S. Supreme Court, and I really felt then, even more than ever, that this place is a family.
What we're trying to say is that First Church has a proud history born of deep faith and grounded in good work. We're determined to hold on to that legacy.
That's why we seek a leader who can join us as we strive for new understandings of our faith and what that means for our spiritual lives, so that our engagement with the world has depth and meaning.
If you think you're that person,
then we want to talk to you.
Hi, I'm Shelley Wallace, President of the Board here at First Church. As you ponder what we've shared so far, I'd like you to meet our staff, hear from our interim minister, Reverend Machera, and our former minister, Sharon Dittmar. Thank you so much for considering us.
Hi, I am so happy to know that you're interested in coming to First Church Cincinnati. My name is Susan West. I am the office administrator. I've been here for 4 years. One of my favorite tasks is the First Church newsletter, which is printed every 2 weeks. I really look forward to meeting you when you arrive here and look forward to working with you.
You may be wondering why we're down here in this dungeon, our Undercroft. It's actually one of my favorite places. I'm Carrie Spees, Operations Manager. Just as your journey brought you to our website, my journey brought me here to First Church. At First Church, we are walking hand in hand to see where our future will lead us. Thank you for considering First Church. You will not be disappointed.
Hi, I'm Meredith Plummer, Director of Family Programming here at First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati. We're in one of our classrooms, our Sunday school classrooms. Several years ago, we made the change from religious education to family programming because we wanted to better support parents in their role as primary religious educator of their children. I can't wait for you to join us so that we can together help make the next generation of Unitarian Universalist changemakers.
Hi, my name is Jera Cox and I am the music director here at First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati. And I am so looking forward to meeting and working with our minister, which is you. And I'm sure that we can make wonderful music together. See you soon.
This is a dynamic congregation in an exciting city. Very active in social justice and involvement in the local community. They yearn for greater spiritual depth. They're on a firm financial footing, having attained surpluses the past 2 years. They honor their history, a long and noble history, and they look forward to making history with their next settled minister. Good luck.
Hello, my name is the Reverend Sharon Dittmar, and I had the pleasure of serving as the minister of First Unitarian Church in Cincinnati for 18 years. It was a wonderful place for me to come when I began my settled ministry in 1998, 2 years out of seminary. Together, we did a lot of work in the field of social justice. We worked on issues of mass incarceration, reduction of gun violence, and even some assistance with the collaborative agreement in Cincinnati that happened in 2002 after the riots and/or rebellions of 2001. Since that time, I have come to understand there's new, different work to do in the field of dismantling white supremacy, but I'm very proud of the work that we did here together.